Hey folks, this time around I want to share with you a quick technique that you can use within your own illustration work to get this cardboard cutout type effect. This is my latest piece that I'm working on. I haven't quite finished it yet, but you can see where it's at right now. And as I was working on it, I was looking for ideas for videos and I thought, hey, why not go ahead and share what I'm doing right here. So in order to start things off, you need to have your character fully colored. You can see here that I've got my character here. He's inside a folder that contains all of his colors. I'll make a new layer underneath that specific layer, and I want to use the polygon lasso tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mimic the shape of the character while not being super duper precise. And there we go. We've got some kind of a cutout. I'll pick a slightly red color, kind of a peach color, I guess. And then in order to give that thickness for the cardboard, I need to duplicate this layer. So I'll hit Command J. It makes a copy. The bottommost copy, I want to select it. I'll hit Command U and just make it just a little bit darker. And then with the Move tool, I'm just going to move this. I'm going to have a little bit of an offset. So if I zoom in here, you can see that this appears to have some thickness, much like you would see when you have cardboard. Now I want to go ahead and create those ridges that you associate with a cross-section of cardboard. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and hit Command, click on that dark layer. I'll pick a dark brown color. I'll use my brush and I'll just go with this kind of wavy look. It's almost like I'm drawing little sine waves or little curvy waves. And I'm just going to go ahead and rinse and repeat that process down here. And as I make those waves, I want to kind of orient those waves to kind of match the side that I'm working on. So you'll always see it kind of looks much like, it's all happening in the same general direction. I don't know really how to describe that, but if you've looked at cardboard, you can kind of see that cross section. So I've got that now. So this looks pretty good. The next step here is you want to go ahead and bring in a paper texture, and I use a program called Eagle to organize all of my design assets. If you want a video on that particular topic, drop me a comment and let me know. But I've got all these different types of papers that I can choose from. I'll just pick one that I have here. I'll pick this damaged one because it looks interesting. I'll drag it in. I'll hit return to commit that object. And I'm just going to go ahead and move this up to the topmost layer. I'll get rid of the existing one that I had there so we can avoid confusion. So I've got that paper texture. It's covering over everything. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and select that peach layer that contains that initial cutout that I worked on. If I command click on it, we can see that it captures the selection of that shape. I'll go to the paper texture, I'll hit Command J, and what it does is it extracts that paper texture onto its own layer. It basically resembles the cutout. So from here I can go in and I can choose any number of different effects. I can choose multiply. You can see how that brings in some of that grain. There's another one called linear burn. Let's see, there's also, some of these are pretty good. Some of them are not super great. I'm just going to kind of run through all of these. I think, I think for me, I'm going to use the multiply effect. And the next thing I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and kind of mimic the creases that you normally see in cardboard. So what I'll do is I'll just extend some of these lines out. As if you're trying to just fold it. And I'll have it kind of overlap parts of the drawing here too, just to give it that natural look. I might add some stippling effects. Stipples are just those little dots that kind of conveys grain that you might associate with seeing the surface of a cardboard texture. So I've got that. And then I may want to come back in with a soft round pressure, opacity, and flow brush and just kind of give it a little bit of that sheen, that nice kind of, a cardboard isn't glossy, but it does kind of refract light in a kind of a different way. So if I command click on that cardboard, that selection of the paper texture that is, and I'll come in with white. And in Photoshop, you can just simply use this. It's in the general brushes section. If you go to soft round, pressure, opacity, and flow, and there we go. That's it. You just want to crank that brush up to something decent and just paint some, diagonal lines. And what that does is it kind of gives you that sense that there is some light refraction that's occurring on that cardboard shape. And if you wanted to say place this and give it even more depth, this is an optional step. I typically don't use drop shadows, but you could. You could go down to the FX option and choose drop shadow and just kind of orient it to the right. I'm just going to make that a little bit more crisp. These things work best when it's more subtle. So there you go. So now I've got this effect here. The last thing I'm noticing here that I think I may want to add, those creases that I have, I might set that layer to multiply just to kind of make them look a little bit more prominent. And there you go. Technique in under 7 minutes. If you found some value in this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up so more folks can find it. Drop your questions to as far as what you would like to see me cover next in future videos. You can always drop a comment in the comment section for this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.